Hey, welcome to part 2 of the Gospel Broalition, the show about nothing and the show about everything at the same time. Cue the music. Wow, albino midget.
He's doing a better job.
Huh?
Can't say part 2.
Well, you can do it 3 months later and be like, what did I miss? We're messing with it. Part 18. Then it'd be like, do that. Part 18 is like, where's the previous 17 parts? Uranus.
It works. It's on Uranus.
Hey, how's it going? It's not Uranus. It's Uranus.
It's Uranus. Stop trying to be weird, okay?
Hey, move that helmet around. Oh my gosh, I'm on the wrong side.
Whoa.
Where do you want it at?
Just do it where the
Over
T
there?
can be seen.
He wants everybody to
Oh, the
know
T's gotta
that
be seen.
he's a fan of losers.
No, actual SEC basketball champions, SEC
gosh,
baseball
you're
champions.
When, in 1972?
No, this
You're
year.
blocking these
Okay.
guys.
This year. You would love the Tennessee baseball team. They're cocky as all get out, man. They're
I do. I would like that.
They're fantastic.
I would like that.
So, welcome to the Gospel Broalition. Joined, as always, by the Hoosier Hillbilly on my right and Dauntless Games J.R. Robinson, who has been off the air. But we'll be back on once his kids start driving.
Sure.
The day is approaching.
So we're going to jump right into this, and all of you godless pagans, continue to listen. You'll like it anyway, even though it's going to be Christian stuff. But we're going to talk about 2 things that are really killing men. You know, and that's what we're going to put in here, and it's not about your prostate.
That would have been informative, but go ahead.
I mean, it
I
does
have
kill-
never had
it
a
is
prostate exam. I can't do it.
It is a man
Oh, it's
killer.
easy.
You already had one?
Yeah.
You crossed 50.
You had the guy stick your finger up your butt?
Absolutely.
Oh my-
Twice.
you liked it.
In like a week.
Uh,
it was
You're
weird.
over
I'm
50.
not-
You're supposed to have had one.
I can actually get it through blood work.
Oh.
They
I'm
they
doing
can
that
check
way.
it through blood
Well,
work.
my doctor did. He's just like, bend over. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Like,
Moon River. I
mean-
don't even, but I don't wake up at all and have to pee. So I guess that's a good thing. Your
Not
prostate,
waking up, but like all the other parts
yeah,
of the
waking
day.
up at
Your-
night is not
your
a good
prostate,
thing.
no, enlarges and pushes against your bladder.
Yes. Or if you just drink a lot, you have to pee. That's my problem.
Or you could just be Mike and have to pee.
I have a small bladder. Tiny tanks.
Tiny tanks.
He is tiny tanks. It's really bad. Hey, so we're going to.
Well, what happened?
People. What am
Where
I
we
into?
at?
Oh, where am I?
Who are we?
All right. So, I want to share with you. This is this is part 2 of what we began a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about men.
There you go.
I see.
All right, because I got chastised for saying part 2.
Part 18.
I should have said part 25.
Yeah.
Where's the previous 24?
Everybody would have clicked on all our other videos trying to find out.
That's true. That's true.
Well, all 2 of the people that watch.
All the 2 people who watch. And
And
we're
we don't
very,
wanna do that to them.
We're very thankful for you.
Yeah, we don't
people,
wanna
by
do
the
that
way.
to them.
Enjoy your supper.
Yeah.
Well, so I want to talk about 2 things that are killing guys. And I seriously, this is 2 things that I think are destroying men. All right. And these guys have no idea what I'm saying. Like
No
any
idea.
podcast,
Yeah, we didn't get show notes.
they just come in and sit down.
Just for the record, there's nothing over
There's
here.
nothing over here, so
I
they can't
even
cheat
look
and look and
cheat
see
now.
what I'm going to talk about tonight. So, 2 things I think are killing guys. All right, and we'll start off with the easiest one first, and we'll do the fantastic ending here. And so you'll have to watch the whole podcast. The first thing I think is, and we've talked about this before, is that you've got these guys out here, and I've been reading Wild at Heart again, which is one of the most fantastic books of all time.
I don't read, so.
He doesn't read. Seriously, he doesn't read anything. Nothing. Directions, nothing.
Nope.
He don't care. But
not listening to it.
yeah, directions are a waste of time to
Can't do
him.
that either.
Wild at Heart talks about, if you haven't read it, it's a great man's book. I think it's the air's on.
No, it's raining.
I think it's pouring. Yeah. Your window's up.
I think so. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Well, I'll find out here in a little bit. Wild at Heart talks about the guy's heart and how men essentially are wild at heart. Thus the title. And what happens is that when they get into churches and they get into marriages, what everybody tries to do with that man is to make him into a woman.
They stifle him.
They do.
They
try to make him effeminate. They try to destroy him, and that's what we're seeing taking place. See, you wives, your husbands come in there, and you were attracted to your husband because your husband was this wild and crazy guy. And then you get married to him, and you try to turn him into a eunuch. You know what? I don't do laundry. I don't care. Can I help out every once in a while? Yeah. Dishwashing, I don't know how to do that. I don't, put stuff in the dishwasher, I can do that. I don't know how to turn it on, but I can do that. Why? Because it's not my job.
Oh.
I mean, it's not my job.
Whose job is it?
And so what you do is...
separate myself from this conversation.
Yeah, because he's a weenie. But what happens is okay, I'm using examples here. But there's just stuff that guys, and the stuff that we want to do, we can't do that stuff. See, we can't hunt and kill and bring it home and cook it and eat it. We can't do that stuff anymore. And so we just sit at home and we get frustrated and we get angry because we're not allowed to be men. Because our church tells you can't be a man, and your wives don't want you to be that man.
And society tells us masculinity is bad.
Absolutely. And so what happens is you're killing guys because guys, they want to go out, they want to blow stuff up, they want to break stuff. They want to kind of do that stuff, and every once in a while, a guy needs to have a crazy moment where he just goes in the backyard and grabs a sledgehammer and just, beats cats to smithereens.
Beats cats.
I mean, I'm not
don't do that. I'm kidding.
I mean,
that was very graphic.
Sorry.
But if we ever do that, I'll post a video. But
that'll get us removed.
But what happens is you just guys are dying because they're not allowed to be. We talked about man camp. Where these guys go off, bless their heart, they go out and they
oh my gosh,
smoke a cigar and drink a beer and clear brush.
And it's like they get a sense of enjoyment out of it. It's like we do that all the time.
We had to create a camp
for men to drink
for
beer,
these men,
smoke cigars, and cut trees down.
Yeah, and that's a weekend for us.
Yeah, it's like we do that every week.
Yeah, that's how society has become. Yep. And then every time you see representation of what a man is, he's the sensitive male, the caring male, the loving male. I don't know a single woman in my life who wants that guy.
No.
It's Hollywood's caricature of what a man should be. And they don't want you to be masculine. They toxic masculinity. They talk about stuff. You see a comparison between Ken from Barbie from like 1975 to today. Today he looks like Justin Bieber. Nobody wants that. And so you're destroying guys and you're killing them. And you're killing them in the church too. Because they come into church, they have to sit down, they have to listen to effeminate worship songs, effeminate sermons, and feel-good sermons. And I understand why some people are drawn to somebody like Greg Locke who screams and yells, because guys are like, all right, I don't agree with him, but I kind of like what he's doing. I get it and understand it, but you guys are just saying yeah and all this stuff. So anytime you want to jump in, just let me know.
You were talking, and I was making sure the computer wasn't going to turn itself off.
Oh, don't do that. Okay, I'm on a roll. But I think the church is killing men. I would do a church for men, and I guarantee you if I did a church for men, women would come too because they would be happy because their man's happy.
It's hard for me because I go to a church full of men.
A manly men.
We have a manly church.
Since you're reading that book, what is the most memorable quote of that book?
Oh my gosh.
So maybe the one that's become a meme.
I don't know. Which one is it?
It is. He's Eldredge, right? John Eldredge?
John Eldredge, yeah.
He says, don't ask yourself what the world needs. Remember this one?
No.
He says, don't ask yourself what the world needs. He says, ask yourself what makes you come alive. Because what the world needs is for men to come alive.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right. That's what your church needs too.
Yeah.
And you got to change your men's ministry. I would love to be a men's pastor, but if I have to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and make pancakes on a Saturday morning, I ain't doing it.
That's always men's ministry, pancakes. Yeah.
Pancakes.
At 6 o'clock in the morning.
6 o'clock in the morning.
We're going to get up and eat pancakes and watch the sunrise. Well, you go for that.
You go for that. I'll still be in bed.
We can do it at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Or we can go out and have a big bonfire.
Exactly. Or you want to do a Halo party where all of us get together and do that? Yeah, we could do that. But
drive our cars around and make vroom vroom noises.
But that's what you've done. So when you do a 6 o'clock in the morning pancake breakfast, you've eliminated half the guys, especially the guys who need to be there, like the young guys.
Yeah.
And so
well, that's the other thing too.
Why do we like pancakes?
They don't try to get the young guys in there.
They don't try at all. It's just this way we're going to do it, and you guys just suck it. And that's what they do. Instead of saying, hey, you know what? All the guys are going to get together and go bowling one night. Do that in your men's ministry. Try that every once in a while. Do something that other people would like to do instead of just doing what you want to do. You like getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and making pancakes. Most human beings don't like doing that stuff. My wife doesn't like getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and making pancakes. Why do you think I would like it? But you think I do because that's the men's ministry, because that's the way we've always done it, and that's the way we had to do it. That's the way my grandpappy did it. Well, you know what? They didn't have anything else to do. Seriously. They was like, get up, make pancakes, go out in the field and plow with a mule, and then go to bed. That's what they did and make babies.
All their life.
You know, that's why there's so many children back there. They didn't have a television set.
And keep yourself entertained somehow.
I know. There's 9 years difference between my brother and I. You know why? Because one night the TV broke. Well, what do you want to do? All right, let's go have sex. All right. So you've got to do something for men. I mean, the churches, you're just killing them. You're killing us in your church. You just are. You little spineless, gutless. I was going to say Jackie Chan. Francis Chan wannabes.
Jackie Chan. Poor Jackie Chan. He's a man.
He is a man.
He's a short little man, but he's a man.
But
so what do you do if the church is just kind of short-staffed on men?
I would try to get more men. We have said 1,000 times, you get the men, you get the wives. But the man wakes up on a Sunday morning and goes, I want to go to church. I'll be like, well,
the majority of churches are women-led.
Yeah, but why?
Because the man loses interest in the church.
The worship is effeminate. Mm-hmm. The leaders of the church are effeminate. The pastor is effeminate.
Yeah. Well, you get a guy that comes in and, let's say he's a roughneck. He comes into church. A lot of times they don't feel welcome. You know what I mean? They come into this kind of, a lot of churches do that, holier than thou art kind of thing. You know what I mean? A lot of guys come into that and they're just men.
You see somebody like Stephen Furtick and you think, oh, man. You know what? Real guys look at that and they go, gay as a $3 bill. I don't know what that means, but it's gay. Stephen Furtick looks gay to me.
I don't even know who that is, but
he's a super popular pastor that everybody loves.
Does he wear?
I don't think he's manly at all.
He wears skinny jeans.
He wears skinny jeans.
He is not a man.
And jean jackets.
And
jean jackets?
Yeah, he's gay.
How does he ever wear long sleeves on stage?
I don't know. I sweat too much.
I know. I look at him going, man, it's going to be hot up there.
Yeah.
But Joel Olsteen, perfect example. Would you want to hang out? I would never want to hang out. He's a fellow brother. Okay.
He's a believer.
Out there.
Right. He calls himself a Christian.
He's a believer.
Okay. In something. We don't know what, but he is.
Yeah, he is.
I would never hang out with Joel Olsteen.
No.
Oh, not in a million years, no.
And because the first time that we said, hey, Joel, how's your anus hanging? And he's gone. He can't. Guys like crude humor. Guys like, biggest dickus. Like that stuff. They think that stuff funny. Dickus. And the church says you can't say that stuff. You can't talk about that.
Yeah.
But then women can get in there and talk about their coordinated menstrual cycles, and that's okay. That's fine.
But they're not letting dudes be dudes.
And we're like, let dude be dudes, man.
Let dudes be dudes.
If we want to make dick jokes, let's do it. It's let guys be guys. Yeah. And every book that has appealed to men, Wild at Heart, No More Christian, Nice Guy, Why Men Hate Going to Church, says the exact same thing. They talk about the exact same thing about let men be men, and your church is going to be better off for it.
Yeah.
But you can't handle that because if you have real men in your church, they're not going to have a gay pastor.
Nope.
They're not. Real men are going to take a stand and say, we're not going to be a part of that. Mm-hmm. And some of you out there right now who are voting whether or not to have a gay pastor in your church because your denomination tells you to, if you don't have the guts to walk out, you are a spineless man. Mm-hmm. You need to take your family, you need to walk out of that church and say, we're not coming back. We're going to go to the church that teaches and believes the Bible.
But my grandpappy went to that church.
Oh, my gosh. I don't care. Like I said earlier, I don't care if he's buried under the church. It doesn't matter a hill of beans. If that church ever starts teaching false doctrine and doing things of the world, I'm gone.
Yep, get out.
I mean, seriously, I founded this church. If he ever starts going off the reservation, well, I'm not leaving, you are. But I'm just saying, you got to get to the point where you got to take a stand. If you went
off the reservation.
If you went off the reservation, yeah, I'm kicking you out.
If you went off the reservation and you started the church.
If I went off the reservation, I'd kill myself.
Well, you just get off the reservation and we just continue on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would I leave?
Absolutely. I would want you to. I'd absolutely want you to. But you kill. I hope you're happy. You have just killed men in your church because you had to do it your way, and because you sit there and here's what you do. We got to reach people. And then everybody that you're out there trying to reach is an effeminate metrosexual.
Well,
and so you change your church to meet the. If you want to reach people, reach some guys.
Well, and the problem is they want to change the guys before they get them in there.
I know, it looks like I have little devil horns over my head.
Well, you kind of do.
I guess I'm on a rampage.
But they want to change the guy before they get the guy in there. All right, let's say the dude isn't the greatest dude on the face of the planet. They try to change him before he comes into the church.
Yeah.
Let him. If there's changing that needs to be done, let him do that while he's in there. You know what I mean? Like, let him figure things out. Because he comes into church thinking he's got to be the specific way because this is just what you're taught.
And they all know that.
You basically got to cut your manhood out.
They all believe that.
You know,
I'm not going to church.
You got to be prim and proper and all this stuff, and you can't come in and you're wearing your cowboy boots or your hats or whatever.
We actually had to create a separate church called Cowboy Church.
What?
So the guys who wear boots, they have a cowboy church. You know that?
I'd be there.
There's several cowboy. There's one down in Kentucky that we can go to.
Heard about this?
Yeah,
I'm all about cowboy church. Let's go.
Yeah, but so they had to create that because you couldn't have. We wouldn't let cowboys come to our church because we didn't want their boots, getting the carpet dirty or something like that.
Wow, my boots actually have got the carpet dirty. I'm not gonna lie.
Your boots have left swastikas all over the place.
No, my boots don't have swastikas on them, but the tread pattern with grease, it does leave a very weird looking symbol on the. It's an Ariat boot. Just saying.
Did you say Aryan boots?
Ariat.
Oh, okay, sorry. It sounded like Aryan.
All
right.
A strange name there, isn't it?
Is that all number one?
Yeah, what was number 2, by the way?
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
We're
done.
keeping you on track.
Cutting it
All right.
off there.
All right, you ready to move on to number 2? Is that what you guys are saying?
Yeah.
That was your segue.
Okay. I'm on a
Tell us.
Number 2. All right. The reason why the guys are dying in general, is because guys have nobody to talk to.
Okay. Explain.
That's complicated. It's not always that they don't have somebody to talk to. It's that they won't talk to.
Yeah.
This.
And that maybe they don't do that because nobody's ever allowed them to talk in that way either, too. So
right, and it sounds like I'm kind of contradicting myself because I am talking about guys opening up and talking to other guys about what they're going through, which sounds effeminate, but it's not. But we have done it kind of both sides here, where we're just like we're going to do an effeminate church, but then guys can't talk to one another about what they're going through. And I get it, guys. I get it. Guys have this paranoia, ladies, about being seen as weak, and that is one of the things that drives. Do you even care about that?
Seeing what? Say that again.
Being seen as weak?
No.
Oh, okay.
Duck.
Teflon duck.
Yep.
I'm not weak, so I don't care what they say.
Keep telling yourself that, JR.
And confident.
See, deflected.
But guys don't want it. But you wouldn't. But if you're going through something, if you're going through a struggle in your life, which I know you are, if you're going through a struggle in your life, you would never pick up the phone and call us and say, I need to talk to somebody. You would never do that because that's not what guys do. But the problem is the guys they just sit there and they eat this excrement sandwich every single day.
Not only is that not
what they're dealing with, they internalize it and they push it down.
But that's also not the atmosphere of the relationship of us three either. Right?
No, we've done. I mean, I'm always here if you need to talk.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying that in general, we don't behave that way.
No, because we're always having fun.
What month is this? Scoot over
but
a little bit.
See what I mean?
I said that kind of seductively, didn't I?
Yeah, a little bit. I got concerned for a second.
I'm always here.
My shoulder is always here, JR. But guys really don't. Guys don't want to be seen as weak. So guys, if you have a guy who's addicted to porn, he's not going to call another guy and go, "Hey man,
I'm
addicted to porn,"
problem.
because we'd be like, "Oh, dude, shut up! I don't want to hear this." Instead of saying, "Let's talk about it, man. Let's have an honest, legitimate discussion about it, and with no condemnation whatsoever, and let's work through this. Let's work through this like a man would work through this."
Yeah.
But we're afraid to talk to other guys, and so guys just internalize all this crap, all the stuff that they're dealing with in their marriages, their work, and they just push it down and they just suppress it, and it changes guys.
Yeah, that's how guys have always been taught to do it. You know, I mean, your dad, my dad, everybody's dad probably did the same thing. You know, that we see that through the generations of it's a man's duty to just put up with it and move on.
And it's a fine line because we talk about the church being touchy-feely and emotional, which it is. But at the same time, guys need to have you're talking about your men's ministry. Maybe this is what we're talking about, the perfect men's ministry, where a guy can come in and sit down with a group of guys and say, "Hey, I'm dealing with this," and the guys in a non-judgmental manner try to help him out and don't see him as weak, but actually see him as kind of brave for being able to share this crap with other men.
Yeah, conversations like that don't have to be effeminate.
They don't. They don't. I mean, you're sitting there as a guy, and there's things that you're struggling with, and you don't have anybody that you can turn to and talk to, and it's killing you from the inside out. It really is. And I see all these guys out there who are just getting destroyed, guys that are killing themselves, guys who are lashing out. That's why guys lash out violently, because they just eat this stuff all the time, and eventually you just get tired of it. And they don't, and your wives, they don't, and you don't want to talk to your wife about it because you don't want to seem weak to her.
Yeah.
It's not only that. Sometimes I think it might be the right word, like chivalry. It's chivalrous for the husband to take on certain things.
To fall on your sword, do it, yeah.
And just let me deal with that, so my wife doesn't have to, so my kids don't have to.
Right.
And then we take that too far. Like we just think, we can handle this. We can handle this. We don't have to involve anybody else, and then it goes.
I don't want to affect my family, but then it winds up affecting your family.
Yeah.
You're at a job that you hate, but you can't. You're just like, well, the Bible, my Christianity tells me I should be thankful for this job that God gave me, and so I'm not going to complain. And so you just internalize it, like I said, and boom, just one day you just explode on your kids, explode on your wife, because you've been storing all this crap up. And I just think your men's ministry needs to be, I don't know how to do it. Honestly, I wish I'm still thinking this out. I don't know how you could, we could do a safe space. But, give the guy a bear when he's talking. I don't know how to do it, but there's got to be a way.
I ain't coming back.
But there's got to be a way where you're, sometimes, we've been out, we would just sit around a campfire or something, we're out having a beer and a cigar, and we start talking about deep things. There's got to be that moment where you can actually talk about deep things with some guys. And find you somebody that you can confide to, and somebody who won't judge you, and somebody that you can talk to about what you're doing, and stop just eating these crap sandwiches. I want to say something else, but I'm trying to clean it up. Every single day. Because your wives drive you crazy sometimes. Well, let me tell you something. They drive all of us crazy sometimes. Yeah. And we understand and we get it. And maybe you're dealing with substance abuse or some type of other addiction. Somebody has gone through that, and they can help you get through that. You don't have to do it alone.
And I think a lot of that, too, is, and I hate to say it because, once again, I feel like our church, and there's probably other churches out there that are different, where, we've got a pretty close bond.
Yeah.
But I feel like in a lot of churches, some guys would have a better chance talking to a close friend outside the church.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because he feels like, okay, if I go into church and I only see these guys on Sunday, you know what I mean? They're not going to spill their guts to a guy they only see one day a week.
Because when
they work with these other guys, you know what I mean? So I feel like that happens a lot too.
So there has to be kind of those bro building moments.
Yeah.
You have to have that.
Yeah.
But I get it. I mean, if a guy goes and calls another guy and says, hey, and talks to him about, hey, let's just, we'll throw porn out there because that's a big addiction for people, and just say, I'm addicted to porn. Well, he's going to go tell his wife.
Uh-huh.
And when that dude walks into church service the next Sunday, it's going to be like he's a pariah all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be around. Oh, grab your kids and pull them away because you don't know what kind of porn he's watching.
Yeah.
And so that's what we do, instead of saying, look, man, we all have faults and we've all made mistakes, and we want you to. We're going to do a whole episode about porn and how it just destroys men and destroys their perception of women and all that stuff, and hurts your marriage too. But they need somebody that they can go to, and a place where they come in and but a place that will say, we understand, we get it, we're here for you, get your head out of your anus, and do better, and kind of do it that way,
and have that trust where what happens there stays there.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't need it. Don't go tell your wife.
Yeah.
If you're in a group of guys talking about something, don't tell your wives anything, because your wives don't mean to do it, but they're probably going to tell somebody. They're going to tell another woman, and it's the way women work sometimes. I'm not saying all women are like that, but some women are like that. Mm-hmm. So don't tell your wives. If it's a bro thing, just keep it between the bros.
Bros before hoes, always.
Not that he's calling any of our wives that.
No, I'm just kidding. I would never say that.
He can say that. I don't think his wife watches the show.
That's true.
Yeah, we're too silly.
Oh, my wife does, and she'll tell him.
Yeah, we're too silly for her.
Yeah.
I just, like we've talked about a lot, we've got to restore men within the church. And these subjects that you guys, thank you, SBC. The sexual abuse doesn't help a whole lot because all the pictures are guys. Thank you, all you Southern Baptist churches that covered it up instead of rooting these people out. which, by the way, they posted pictures. They posted the literal pictures of all these dudes in Southern Baptist churches that did this stuff. Yeah, I can't even comprehend
200 pages.
Right.
With 2 to 3 offenders on each page.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Now, if you had a group of men in the church that stood up before the congregation and said, you even look at somebody the wrong way, we're going to pummel you, that would work.
Yeah.
But then again, these frustrated guys who can't talk to anybody about what they're dealing with, and they lash out, whether it's violently, whether it's sexually, whatever it is, and they do this stuff, and we sweep it underneath the carpet. And I don't know if the SBC will recover from this. Southern Baptist Convention, that's what we're talking about.
SBC's been on a drift to the wrong direction for a long time.
Yeah, thank you, all you liberals. You have actually infiltrated the Southern Baptist denomination, which was the last bastion of conservatism in America. Yep. Now that it's been infiltrated by starting with J.D. Greer and Russell Moore and all those guys coming in.
And even as corrupt as I thought Greer was, he came out of there. I think he came out better than he went in. And I don't like him or support him, but when the new guy come in, he was very argumentative and very opposing to the new guy who was worse than Greer. But
the guy who, the
plagiarism guy, yeah.
The plagiarism guy.
Yeah. Greer called him out. I was shocked.
I can't believe. I just cannot believe that. Yeah, we saw that. We had a video. You can check it out in other podcasts. I just can't believe that the president didn't resign. I would have resigned. I would have had enough integrity to say, you know what I did was wrong. I'm going to step down, pick somebody else.
I haven't heard about him since that week.
I didn't either. He kept his mouth shut.
It wasn't about integrity. It's about that paycheck rolling in.
It's about that paycheck. It's about the notoriety and all that stuff. And I bet you Greer's kind of regretting that endorsement. I don't know why I keep caring about them. We hadn't been in the denomination in 10 years.
Yeah.
And so we keep talking about them.
Some of it, we're talking about restoring men or enabling men back in the church. Some of it is they need to be restored and built up outside of the church too.
Yep.
Because the men that have came to our church over the last months or year, we've had some different men trickle in, trickle out, and they wouldn't have held up to the standards we just talked about.
No, not at all.
It's like we haven't had a lot of manly men show up the last couple of years, and I would think that, and we're kind of patting ourselves on the back here, but I would think that we are less feminine than other churches in the way they handle things, especially the way they handle men, and it hasn't really produced.
You've been handling men.
It hasn't really produced any
gay
more men on fire. I
just don't think they're out there.
That's what I mean. That's why I said they need to exist.
Well, it's like we talked about 2 weeks ago. You have the soy boy on one side, and then you have the Special Forces SEAL on the other side, and everybody thinks if you're going to be a man, you got real man is this guy right here, instead of just being a normal, regular, real guy. And I think because they can't be Mr. Navy SEAL, they've gone the other way and said, I can be soy boy, pajama boy, whatever. And that's a lot of effeminate guys come to church.
Oh, yeah.
They do. Boy, it's really. But then that's what the church wants. They want you to come in here and they want you to throw your hands up and worship and say, I want to put my head on your chest and listen to you breathe Jesus. And oh my gosh. We're going to try to insert that in every podcast, how much we hate that song. I don't care if it's a Christian song. It's not scripture. I hate that song.
Is that the Breathe Over You song?
Yeah. Oh. And You Dance Over Me. That's the other song.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Dance Over You.
Yeah. That's the song where Jesus is going, gay! Gay! Gay isn't happy. Mm-hmm. They taking that word. You can't even say, hey, I'm gay.
Say that again for the record.
I would like for somebody to call me on the phone and just say, how you doing today? I'm gay.
I'm happy. Happy to be happy.
Just do that next time a telemarketer. How are you, sir? Hello, this is Dusty. I'd like to talk to you. How are you doing today? I'm gay. How are you? Oh, I'm Muslim.
They're Indian. not Muslim.
That's true.
Yeah, they're Buddha.
I don't care. I have no idea what these guys believe. I just know they own every 7-Eleven out there. So you got to restore men's ministry. We need men church. We need to restore it. We need guys. I'm losing my train of thought because it's really thundering out here. I don't know if you're picking it up on the podcast. And I fully expect for the power to go off at any time because we're out in BFE. So, and if you don't know what that is, look it up in the Urban Dictionary. But we love you guys. Encourage your men.
Yes.
Encourage your men in the church. Encourage your men outside the church. Like we talked about this in Bible study a little bit. Encouragement goes a long way with a guy. It just does. No matter what he says, he loves it. He does. You know why he does?
You like to be told your hair looks good?
Yeah.
I do like that, though. Yeah, that's true.
Of all the nice things that he does for people, it's because he wants them here to say, thank you, Mike, you're the best. And that's why he does it.
Gosh, no, that hurts.
He does. He does. Every guy needs encouragement. And so do that. And encourage your guy in church. And pastors, just get up there one day and say, you know what, I'm going to do a guy sermon. Seriously. Set something on fire or something like that.
Okay, I'm down. Let's set it.
Yeah.
Set it on fire.
Or
So Mike's preaching in a month.
I don't know what else you would do.
Oh, I could make it.
A guy sermon in a month from Mike?
I can do it.
If you're going to do a guy sermon, make it 10 minutes.
Oh, it won't even be that long if I'm doing it.
Yeah, make it 10 minutes and blow something up. And the guys will walk out that day going, that's the best sermon I ever heard. Seriously. All right, we love you guys. Take care. Peace out. God bless.
He wasn't ready.
That was an abrupt ending, wasn't it?
We're getting back to me having to push the button.
I know. He's not liking that.
That was 30 minutes. Good.
Multiple cigar wrappers and an empty bottle
I'm going to fix that
of
one
bourbon. Mission
Maybe if you
accomplished.
go the right way.
You've been listening to the Gospel Broalition.
Hey, Garth!
Pastor Lee, J.R. Robinson, and the Hoosier Hillbilly.
Play Sniper Elite. It's really good.
A show
Or
for
don't. It
men,
sucks.
by men.
Yeah, he has
It's
been. He's trying to earn
religion,
that
politics,
reward thing.
cars, guns, cigars.
I went
If
actually.
for his
it's
ultimate every
we're
month,
talking
that's
about it.
I know.
We hope
I went and
you
actually
enjoyed
looked at
the
it, and
show.
it was.
Just by
We
just
had
by
fun.
opening up
We'll be back soon, and thank you for
Game
being
Pass
a
games
part
and getting the free
of
points,
the Gospel
cashes those in
Broalition.
and pays for his gold. There's a
I saw you could do that, but you had to have like 5,000 points to do it.